That is not true.
You got to show me that in the Bible.
I can't. God didn't make the world and make everything.
Show me how I pulled a verse out of context. Please. Give me Isaiah 28:9. To be converted. Now, why would an Israelite need to be converted? Can you explain that to me? To convert back to the law, statutes, commandments that the Most High gave us. No, they're not. If they were blessed, there wouldn't be any conflicts over there. Is it not? Would be peace. There's not peace in Israel right now.
No, it's not peace now.
Exactly. If you would have been fulfilled. Now read.
But thou art rich, the synagogue of Satan.
Well, that's the synagogue of Satan over there. That's why there is no peace in the land of Israel. Chief house of the devil. Okay, because the word synagogue means chief house.
Okay, the hand of the
Now
wicked.
it's evident that the Caucasian race has been ruling the earth.
If not, where and who is it?
If the white race ain't the wicked, who the hell is it?
And so with that,
Hey man, death to America,
death
man.
to America.
Death to America.
And this is the thing, we take them to the simplest scriptures, not like deep prophecies that we gotta really show you like, okay, this is what it's talking about.
Yeah.
We're going to simple stuff and they running from it. How much more? That's why Yahweh Shai said, what? Don't cast your pearls among swine. Don't even go too deep in the scriptures with a nigga that's not gonna get it, because then he really gonna go, well, you're just interpreting it. You know what I'm saying? If they can't get a simple one, I'm not going deep with you at all. I'm keeping it ABC with you. And we just gonna dagger you up and you're gonna walk out of here wicked. You see what I'm saying? Where you at? Where you going with it? Okay, go ahead.
2 Peter chapter 1, verse 20. It says, knowing this first, that no prophecy of the scripture is of any private interpretation.
So there's no private interpretation. We know that. The scripture you can't privately interpret. If you're doing that, you're being wicked. You gotta know what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know what these, you gotta know how to present. Like when we was going over that 1 Timothy 4 thing, right? Yeah. Them Jehovah's Witnesses would have brought that out and said, well, look, I can do whatever the hell I want. You just privately interpreted that scripture and bent it to the way you wanted it to do. You see what I'm saying? You gotta go. That's why the scripture say, you got it. Go ahead.
It's Isaiah chapter 28, verse 9.
That's
right.
Whom shall he teach knowledge? And whom shall he make to understand doctrine?
Not them. Go ahead.
Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast.
They ain't weaned from the milk or drawn from the breast. Read. They ain't even out the womb yet, man. They so damn young in this thing. Go ahead.
For precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line,
2 times, right?
line upon line,
2 times, right? Go ahead.
here a little and there a little.
That's how you gotta
Let me
read.
see that.
That's Proverbs
That I've
28.
never seen that. What is that?
That's Isaiah 28
Yeah, Isaiah.
and just 9, man. Hey, the whole 28th chapter, the whole 29th chapter goes in. 9 and 10.
Because and the reason why I asked you that is because you know, say you're talking to somebody, right, with faith, and they be like, well, you gotta look at the precept. What the hell is the precept? And they be like, how you know you're supposed to do that? You just making that up, you feel me? So if I got that, it's like, I can't be making this up.
You got to make sure you read verse 9 too, because it's telling you whom is he going to give this doctrine to and this truth to?
Yeah.
Those that are going on precept upon precept.
Yeah.
And it starts talking
But you
about
know,
the
people
milk.
like, well, you got to read it all in context, and no, that's
Yeah,
not
we
right.
read
Because
it in
how did you
context.
go? But you know, they're like, how
Oh,
you
yeah.
gonna go from way in Genesis and now you're reading something in Peter?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
how's that gonna go together? Because they don't understand the precepts, and then when you try to sit there and talk to them about that, it's like, well, that doesn't make any sense.
Right.
But if you got that verse, it's like you
Man,
can't argue with that.
Man, it's 1,000 precepts.
And then also, what you got to understand is too that each book, the Bible is a compilation of various books, right? It's not this way. It's all these different books, right?
Yeah.
So every book of the Bible can stand alone by itself. So they all is working cohesively. That's what people don't get. They all is saying the same. They all have the same message, believe it or not. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. Because in Genesis, before the law was given to Moses, you can see the law in effect. Like when you posted the scripture about you can't pull out.
Yeah.
But the whole reason for that was because he was supposed to knock her up. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Now, that wasn't a law yet because that didn't come until Deuteronomy. But it wasn't written in stone, but it was already being practiced. The law was being practiced before Moses got it.
Yeah.
So all the books of the scriptures go together. People will tell you, well, that happened before this happened. No. It's all the same. It's all the same fluid thing. You see what I'm saying?
If somebody's asking you, how do you go from Genesis to Peter? When you read this verse right here, see how I got the stars right there? It tells you Psalms 118. 22. Matthew
Oh, you know what?
21, 22.
Mine is my Bible's NIV, but it has that same thing at the bottom.
That's what I'm saying. So if they actually that's like because it tells me down here to do it.
Yeah.
Stupid motherfucker. What you talking about?
Oh, you talking about when they got the precepts names right
Yeah,
next
at the
to
bottom
it?
it'll say it was
Yeah.
also here and over here and
Now a lot of
so
times
forth.
these ain't gonna give the exact precepts that we bring out.
Yeah.
You know, all of them, but it'll have
Yeah,
precepts
because
there.
it gives knowledge, right?
Yeah.
They know when scriptures got the same words in it. You see what I'm saying? So that's what they plug in as precept. Now again, the wisdom of understanding, because the scripture can have different word usage, but it's backing that up.
Yep.
They ain't gonna put it in there. You see what I'm saying? But they go by the knowledge of it, which is that this scripture has the same words as that one.
Another thing you tell them, man, if they be like, how you gonna do? Cause you know why? Cause I got the oracles, all right?
Yeah, the oracles are powerful.
I got the oracles, man. Therefore, I'm transitioning into the meat of the scriptures, all right?
Mm-hmm.
You are choking right now, all right? You didn't get your milk. If you don't get your milk, if you don't get your proper nourishments, all right?
You can't be weaned. You can't be weaned. You
Can't be
know,
weaned.
you can't get into
They ain't even got no damn teeth yet, man.
Right. Yeah, you didn't get the nutrients to grow them teeth, man. I'm still dealing with
They get
that.
that calcium and that vitamin D off that movie.
Revelation chapter 22, verse 2. In the midst of the street of it, and of either side of the river, there was a tree of life,
Tree of life, right, Red?
which bare 12 manners of fruit,
12 manners of fruit, right, Red?
and yielded her fruit every month. And the leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nations.
Now understand something. This tree is talking about this in Revelation. It's talking about the kingdom of heaven. This tree is going to be there. So we know the tree of evil ain't going to be there. This tree is talking about the nation of Israel. That's why it says it's got 12 type of fruit, and it's bearing its fruit every month because we're going to be having so many kids bringing the 2/3 back. Now watch. I'm gonna prove it though. Let's go to Genesis. Go to Genesis 2:9.
This is Genesis chapter 2, verse 9. And out of the ground made the Lord power to grow every tree that is pleasant in the sight.
So the Lord made every tree to grow out of the ground, right, Reed?
And good
but
for
remember,
food.
He made Adam from where? The ground, right? All right, go ahead.
And for food, and good for food. The tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil.
Now go to Daniel 4:19. Read 19 to 21. That's what the word Adam means, from the ground.
This is Daniel chapter 4, verse 19. Then Daniel, whose name was Belshazzar, was astonished for 1 hour, and his thoughts troubled him.
Right, go
the
ahead.
king spake and said, Belshazzar, let not the dream or the interpretation thereof trouble thee.
Go ahead.
Belshazzar answered and said, My lord, the dream be to them that hate thee, and the interpretation thereof to thine enemies. The tree that thou sawest,
The tree that thou sawest, right, Reed?
which grew and was strong,
A great strong tree, right, Reed?
whose height reached unto the heaven, and the sight thereof of all the earth, which leaves are fair, and the fruit thereof much. And in it was meat for all, under which the beasts of the field dwelt, and under the branches of the fowls of the heaven had their habitation. It is thou, O king, thou art grown and become strong.
It said, "Thou, O king, you are the tree that you saw, right? Your kingdom, that's the tree." You see what I'm saying? Is that it?
For thy greatness is grown and reached unto heaven, and thy dominion to the end of the earth.
That's right. So that man was like a good tree.
This is Mark chapter 8, verse 24. It says, and he looked up and said, I see men as trees walking.
He saw men as trees walking, right? This is when Yahushua was curing the blind man, right? And one time and he saw men as trees, and the second time he saw regular. But he saw men as trees. That whole scripture is written there just to prove the point. You see what I'm saying? Now go to Ezekiel 47 and 12. See, it's always Drew. That's why you gotta go and read things over this.
You gotta be constantly meditating. Once you constantly meditate in the scriptures, it's a lot of stuff that just it's a lot of things, man, that it just pop back up in your head. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You said Ezekiel 20 what?
47 and 12.
What church y'all here from?
We Hebrew Israelites.
Hebrew Israel.
Yep, Hebrew Israelites. People that the Bible says.
Hebben we de Brit van As?
Huh?
Brit?
You're speaking Yiddish right now. You're speaking Yiddish. That's not. First off, that's lexified Slavic. That's not actual Hebrew. That's Slavic language that was lexified to the Assyrian script. That's not ancient Paleo Hebrew. Can you write and read, understand ancient Paleo Hebrew? Yes, I can. I'll show you. What's this say? Can you show me what this say? Right here. You tell me what that says?
Elohim.
Elohim? No. See, you don't know ancient Paleo Hebrew. That's an A-L-Z-R. Alazar. That's what that says. That do not say Elohim. Okay? So what I'm telling you is we dealing with the ancient Paleo Hebrew. We're not dealing with Yiddish. That's Yiddish. The people that's over there, are you Jewish? You're Jewish? You all know you're not Jews, right? You're not the real Jews.
Oh, no.
No, you're not the real Jews. You're Khazars. You don't know about the Khazarian conversion, the Great Khazarian conversion, Kagan Bullen? That's your history. You're not a real Jew. Go to Jeremiah 14:2. Let's find out if you're the real Jew. Let's find out if you're
You reading this in Hebrew?
Huh?
You reading this in Hebrew?
I'm reading in the English translation because people are speaking English, but I can go into the Hebrew. That's fine and then.
Let's not waste our time with the English then. Let's go to the Hebrew.
Well, do you got the Torah and the Tanakh in the Hebrew right now? Go to Jeremiah 14.
Also, my iPad, not my iPhone.
That's okay. Well, we can deal with it in English because the King James Version is very accurate. It's not 100%.
I wouldn't go that far.
Well, it's all right.
We got the blue letter.
We can pull up this right now.
So anything you have a discrepancy with, we can pull it up in the blue letter, which is a concordance in the Hebrew.
Okay. What shows you all the Masoretic text? You know about the Masoretes, right? Okay. Yeah, go to 14 and
This is
6.
Jeremiah chapter 14, verse 2.
Read.
It says, Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish.
That's right, read.
They are black unto the
So
ground.
it says that Judah is black unto the ground. What color is the soil? Is it actually black? No. But it's a deep, dark
That's referring to
brown.
the destruction of Jerusalem.
Okay, but why is it saying they're black? Matter of fact, go to Songs of Solomon 1:5. Let's find this out. Let's find this out. Let's talk about Solomon, the great King Solomon, correct? And I would love to go into the Hebrew on this. The great King Solomon. That's the claim to fame of Israel, right? Solomon, David, right?
Oh, yeah.
Claim to
Pretty
fame.
sure.
Hezekiah too, but you know, Solomon and David prior to him.
Who's that? Song 1?
1 and 5.
Oh, it's 5.
No, yeah, 1 and 5. And then we can. I would love to go into the Hebrew.
Song of
Because the Hebrew
Solomon.
make it that much more simpler. Go ahead.
Songs of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 5. I am black, but comely.
I am black but comely. What does comely mean?
Tell me the Hebrew. Tell me the Hebrew.
Matter of fact,
Give me the
pull
Hebrew
up
there,
for me
please.
real quick. I would love to go into the Hebrew on it. I like reading this in the Hebrew more than any other verse. Let me see. How do I pull it up? Okay, boom, right? Hold on, real quick. The first thing, yeah, go back real quick. Okay. Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up. Pull it up, don't worry. Okay, boom. Shakur, right? What's that?
Not so much. Wow.
Black,
Okay.
right? Black, right?
It means
Okay, read it for me. Since you read the whole sentence.
תורה אני ונעברה בנות ירושלים כערי קדר וגביות שלמה.
Which means what? Black, beautiful, daughter, Jerusalem, tents, Kedar, curtains, Solomon, right? That's what it means, right?
Like if I can't sell
But
it
this
for free,
is poetry, man. This is not meant to be taken literally word for word.
Oh, now it's not literal, right? It's not literal, right? Well, let's go to Deuteronomy 28:68. Explain to me when this happened to the Jews.
You just say that?
That was not literal. When Solomon said he a black man, it ain't literal, right?
I am black.
Solomon might have been black. I'm not saying he wasn't black.
Okay, this is what I'm telling. What I'm saying
But you're telling
Solomon
me
was
that
black.
I'm not Jewish. That you're trying to take my identity now. I'm not taking your identity.
So it's like, yes, you stole my identity. You're saying you're a Jew. You're not a Jew. We the Jews. The black man, the Hispanic man, that's who the Jew is.
Right.
Hold on. Because if you're gonna try to tell me who I am, then I'm not trying to tell you who you are.
Listen, because you can't.
Then I'm not gonna engage in this conversation anymore.
You can't tell me who I am.
And you can't tell me who I am.
Wait. In history, tell us when this happened.
The Bible is not history word for word.
You're a Jew and you don't believe in the Bible?
I believe in the. I didn't say I didn't believe in the Bible.
Kings. What is the book of Samuel? Is that not the history of the Jews? Is that not the history of the Israelites? Is that not the history of the Israelites?
It is not the archaeological history you find when you go to the land of Israel right now and you dig. No, it's not.
Listen,
it has historical influence. It has historical relevance.
What you know about the house of David? What do you know about the house of David Stone? What you know about the house of David Stone? You want to talk about Israelite archaeology? You don't even know it. You don't know about the Kid of Heaven scrolls. You don't know about none of that, man. Okay? You're not a Jew. Atalo Yehudi.
That's right.
Adumi Kalet. Okay? He want to speak some damn Yiddish. See, he want to get mad because he stole our identity and we taking it back and he got an issue with it. Because that's the Jews' whole new thing. When you tell them you're an Israelite, they now will accept that you're an Israelite, but as long as they don't get to, you don't get to tell them that they not Israelite.
Yeah.
Go to Revelations 2:9 and 3:9. Even though he don't believe in the New Testament. See, look, and this is to show the Jews they don't really believe in the Most High God because he's trying to say, well, the Bible ain't all the way right. Now he's trying to say the Bible ain't all the way right because he knows that it doesn't attest to him and them damn devils, them rats, them Khazars being the Israelites. You see what I'm saying? Go to Revelation 2:9.
Revelation chapter 2 verse 9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich.
Right? Does he have tribulation and poverty? That motherfucker rich as hell. You can already tell that nigga got money. All right? It's not on my phone. It's on my iPad. Right? Go ahead.
And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews.
Read.
And are not, but are the synagogue of Satan.
That's the synagogue of Satan that just came up here, right? He's not a Jew. Yeah, you can't tell me who I am. Yes, I can. I'm under the authority of the Most High God of Israel to tell you you're not an Israelite. Now go to 3 and 9.
Revelation chapter 3 verse 9. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not.
Him right there, go ahead.
But do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet.
So they'll come and worship before our feet, right? That damn devil that just was up here, he gonna worship before our feet. Because he done stole our identity. Now he mad about it. Now and he's speaking about some damn Yiddish. I don't speak that bullshit. Then we gave him the Hebrew test. He can't pass the Paleo Hebrew. Why can't you pass the Paleo Hebrew test?
He read it, he said it. Like we read the scripture to him in English. He heard it. He took the phone and said, "Where my phone at? You got that shit?"
I got
it. Smooth one.
Hey, he's a thief.
I will come and get this nigga. But he takes my phone, reads it. This.
Look, because
he reads it.
Oh, he did look at the definition.
Then he went into the definition because he read it before. You got to read it before you click on the actual word. Then he goes into the definition, sees that it actually means that. Oh, okay, no. No, see, it's wrong.
See, yeah, that was metaphor. That was literal.
It's not literal.
This is poetry.
It says Kadar.
What's poetry? What's poetry? He said, "I'm black and beautiful." Yeah. What? I mean, it is poetic, but it's not. It's not an allegory.
Hey, James Brown song.
Yeah, I'm black and I'm proud. Go to the so-called ethnic hair section of the store. What's gonna happen? You're gonna see black and beautiful. You know what I'm saying? All the gels and everything, right? It's on there. It's the same thing that Solomon was saying. The same thing that we print on our products. That, you know, you see what I'm saying? So it's they can't. There's no getting around it. A Jew or Jehovah's Witness, they can't trump the truth. They have to discredit the Bible. You should have seen they had the old clip of when they went to the Montel Williams show back at the old school in New York. They went to the Montel Williams show and there was a Jewish dude in there with the thing on. I'm talking about the brother was laying into his ass in the damn Yiddish, man. Like cursing his ass the fuck out, dude. It was crazy as hell. See, now we gotta start learning the Yiddish. So when these niggas come up, we curse their ass.
You just cuss them out in Yiddish.
All I know is Atala Yehudi is Dumi Kalet. You know what I'm saying? Red Jew. You know what I'm saying? You a damn Edomite. You're not an Israelite.
Ezekiel chapter 47 verse 12. And by the river upon the bank thereof on this side and on that side shall grow all trees for meat, whose leaves shall not fade, neither shall the fruit thereof be consumed. It shall bring forth new fruit according to his month.
New fruit according to his month.
Because
you have some guys that'll tell you this talking about the damn zodiac, man. No, it ain't talking about the zodiac. It's talking about our people reproducing, man, in the kingdom of heaven. Go ahead.
it says, according to his month, because their waters they issued out of the sanctuary, and the fruit thereof shall be for meat, the leaf thereof for medicine.
The leaf for medicine, right? Now look, go to Genesis 3 and 7 to 8. Because this is kind of, this whole thing get pretty deep. Because now this is shit you can't take literal, okay? They want to talk about what's literal, this is shit that's not literal. You see what I'm saying? This is stuff you got to go into. But if we hit these niggas with this, they'll really go crazy.
You said 3
and 7 to 8. Go ahead.
Genesis chapter 3 verse 7. And the eye of them both were open, and they knew that they were naked.
They knew that they were naked, right, Reed?
And they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons.
They sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons. They went to the doctors of the other nation and sewed them together to make themselves naked. Like, you had a lot of black people in America, right, that got into Islam early on in the 1900s, right? They started the Nation of Islam. That's them going to the other nation, getting them leaves and sewing it together to try to make themselves a people and organize themselves out of Islam. They went to the tree of the Arab and sewed them leaves together and tried to make themselves something. You see what I'm saying?
Weren't naked.
He said, so they weren't actually naked. They're trying to use other people's doctrines as a cloak for their self. Because they went all, in this case, basically, Adam and Eve went all the way left by getting down with Esau's doctrine. So what they did was they went to the other nations' doctrine. Like you got some of these guys that want to get into Africa and something like, again, Islam. They're going to these things to try to make something of themselves. You see what I'm saying? But they're not going to the truth. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, was that 8? Okay, go ahead. Good.
Verse 8. And they heard the voice of the Lord power walking in the garden of the cool of the day. And Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Lord power amongst the trees of the garden.
Amongst the trees. So they try to get into the doctrines of the trees of the garden. You know what I'm saying? That's how they try to hide it. How you gonna hide yourself from the Most High seeing? You ain't gonna hide yourself from that. What they was hiding with these other doctrines, to try to make themselves look as if they didn't go off. You see what I'm saying? Because the Muslims is close to what we got going on, but it's not all the way spot on. So, but if they assume that identity, they can look like they were doing the right thing. You see what I'm saying? Go to Joel 1 and 12.
Don't ask her. I already got it. I already got it.
I feel you. He's 10 years old. He shouldn't be holding it.
There's no way in hell.
He's not no little baby. Yeah.
Joel chapter 1 verse 12. The vine is dried up and the fig tree languisheth.
The vine is dried up and the fig tree languishes. Right, Reed?
The pomegranate tree, the palm tree also, and the apple tree.
Right, go ahead.
Even all the trees of the field were withered, because joy is withered away from the sons of men.
So joy, it says that the trees were withered because joy went away from the sons of men. Now, if I was sad, is that going to stop that tree from growing? No. So when it's saying that the trees were withered, it's talking about men being withered because the joy was taken. You see what I'm saying? So trees are always likening other men. That's why you have something called a family tree, right? You have a root, it springs up into this family, that family, that. Men are always likening the trees, seeds, things of that nature.
Revelation chapter 22 verse 1. And he showed me a pure river of water of life.
So a pure river of the water of life, right, Reed?
Clear as crystal, proceeding out of the throne of the Most High and of the Lamb.
Right, so it's proceeding out of the throne of the Most High and the Lamb. Who was the Lamb? Yahushua, right? Okay, now go to Jeremiah 2 and 13. Because this water ain't literal water no more than this. No more than this tree is a literal tree. But some people will literally read that scripture and tell you it's talking about the damn zodiac, man. Which the zodiac is bullshit. This zodiac is a zodiac from 2,500 goddamn years ago. That's just not accurate. You see what I'm saying?
Maybe saying some dumbass shit.
Retarded. Oh, you're this sign, so this means no. That's bullshit.
Like,
because how many people do you know that is an absolute contradiction to that shit? That's a Taurus and they don't fit none of the description.
Yeah, you're a Taurus.
Well, you're a Taurus, but you have like an Aries. No, it's bullshit. That's what it's down.
You click on 4 or 5 different one of them, all of them gonna say something different about that Taurus.
Yeah, exactly.
Where you?
Taurus hate people that lie to them.
Man.
You don't.
Yeah, what the hell? Just to give me some obvious ass shit, you know. Go to Jeremiah 2:13.
Jeremiah chapter 2 verse 13. For my people have committed 2 evils. They have forsaken me and the fountains of living waters, and hewed them out cisterns.
So they forsaken me and fountains of living waters, and they hewed them out cisterns, right? So what do? They forsook the ways of the Lord. They forsook the laws of the Lord, which is that living water, and hewed them out cisterns. That's the same thing as them going and sowing fig leaves and putting them on by hewing them out cisterns. They try to find alternative ways to live their life. You see what I'm saying? Go to
It says broken cisterns that can hold no water.
broken cisterns that can hold no water. These other ways, they're inadequate. Islam is inadequate. Damn, Egypt, all that shit, Rastafarianism, Catholicism, it's all inadequate. So the cistern is broken.
John chapter 4 verse 10 says, Yahweh shall answer and said unto her, if thou knewest the gift of the Most High, and who it is that saith to thee, give me to drink, that thou wouldest also ask of him, that would have asked of him, and he would have given you living water.
Exactly. So he said, look, I asked you for something to drink, right? But you should have asked me for something to drink if you would have knew where the hell I was, because I'd have give you living water. That's the truth. You know, the knowledge is understanding the truth. Go to verse 14.
Verse 14, but whoso drinketh of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst.
Shall never thirst. If I take a drink of this water, I'm going to be thirsty. I'm thirsty. If I take a drink, I'll be thirsty in 2 seconds. You understand what I'm saying? Because I'm how you're talking, right? But Yahweh Shai said he got that drink that he'll give you that'll make you never thirst, which is the truth. It ain't no damn water. You understand what I'm saying? No magical, water, no holy water the Catholic priests went and prayed over. You understand what I'm saying? This is a spiritual thing, right? Finish that at 14.
It says, but the water that I shall give him shall be in him a well of water springing up into everlasting life.
Everlasting life. Water can't give you no everlasting life. His knowledge, wisdom, understanding give you everlasting life, right? Now go to 7-38 in John.
So that's the last part you just read, the everlasting life part. There's a precept. No, I'm gonna say they have a precept for that, right? Where they talk about the knowledge and wisdom and understanding of everlasting life. Because people will take that a literal sense.
Yeah. Of course. Now watch. I'm gonna show you right now. Go to that in 7-38.
John chapter 7 verse 38. He that believeth on me, as the scripture have said.
So if you believe on Yahweh Shai, as the scripture has said, right? Read.
Out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water.
Out of your belly shall flow them rivers of living water. So you got to believe as the scripture says. You see what I'm saying? When you believe in this truth, then and through the Spirit, you have that faith. Then the rivers of living water flow out of your, flow out of your belly.
That's right.
And is it water just going to be flowing out of your belly? No. When we out here teaching, this is the water flowing out of our belly. You see what I'm saying? Same exact thing.